So happy International Women's Day. I'm not sure, 100% sure what that means, but yeah. Are there any questions before we start the amazing workshop today? Today's workshop, you will be happy that you're here, as usual. It is educational, this one. But before we get into that, there are a few questions on the coursework I'll answer. So one question is, could I analyze the paper from the University of Nottingham, Ningbo, China, which he found from Nottingham repository, because in that website only one paper is related to my MSc topic. So you're allowed to choose a paper with an author from Ningbo if the author from Ningbo is also a supervisor for the MSc projects. Does that make sense? Because part of the goal of Coursework 1 is to start getting you to match up with a supervisor. That makes sense. And getting familiar with the work going on. So you have the list of supervisors now. If that author is also on the list of supervisors, then you can use that paper. Don't know if this student is here. Probably not. Okay, here's another one. I'm writing to seek clarification regarding the URL of PDF requirement for our Coursework 1 and research methods. In the coursework instructions, we are asked to include the URL of PDF in the description field of our video. I have come across two different URLs, a public URL and a publisher URL. I would like to confirm which one would be more appropriate. I mean, that's a good question, actually, because there are multiple URLs for this paper. I would choose, there are actually 3 URLs, not just 2. There's these 2, but there's the DOI. See the DOI? The DOI has been combined with the URL. I would actually use that one, the one that's the URL with the DOI. However, you're not going to get points off. So you could use this. My second choice would be the publisher's URL, and my third choice would be this URL. But any of them are fine. Like, you're not going to get points off if, you know, as long as the URL points to the research paper, it's fine. This is the most authoritative URL, that DOI. This is also very authoritative, this URL. This is not so authoritative. And what do I mean by that? That means, like, anybody can upload a PDF to this one, to this repository. But for these two, you have to go strictly only through a refereeing process. Yeah, it's a very strict process to get those other URLs. Any other questions about courseworks or other things? There was another question about the form to submit Coursework 1. I will hopefully release that on Monday. I know everybody's on the edge of their seats like, oh, I can't wait to submit this coursework. It's going to be so good. So hopefully on Monday. Any other questions about courseworks or anything? Okay, I know you're all excited about today's workshop. So let's have a look. So this is about Coursework 1, right? We'll investigate this question of large language models and Coursework 1. Like, can this artificial intelligence business do Coursework 1 for us? Like, can we just use ChatGPT to solve Coursework 1 for us? That's part of today's question. So we form groups of 4 to 6. Then we choose a research paper from this list of research papers. And then as a group, you choose one of these chatbots, right? There are 3 chatbots right now that are very popular. ChatGPT, Bard, Gemini. I guess the Google one used to be called Bard, but now it's called Gemini, I think. Can anybody confirm that? Yeah. And then Bing. So there are 3 very popular ones right now. So as a team, you choose one of those. You choose a research paper, you choose one of the chatbots, and then you try to do Coursework 1, basically, using these chatbots to see if they can do it for you. You can start, these are suggestions, by the way. I'm not an expert user with these tools. So these are just suggestions. You're welcome to experiment to see if you can get like the best output you can from these tools. You can start by entering the DOI of a paper or the paper title into the chat, and then ask the following questions. Can you describe the concept presented in the paper? Can you summarize the implementation? What is the core related work? What are the characteristics of the input data used in the paper? So you can try your paper, by the way. What type of evaluation method did the authors use? So that is the template, if you can remember. That is essentially the template from Coursework 1. And then you can test out variations of these questions, or you can test out multiple chatbots, that's fine, that might improve the answer. Then in a Google Doc, you include your team names, the members of your team, the DOI of the paper, and the name of the chatbot you chose, the paper title, the paper DOI, and the name of the chatbot you chose. Take screenshots of each question and answer from your chosen chatbot, and then you share the Google Doc with Bob at the end. So essentially what we're trying to do is see if these tools can do Coursework 1 for us and see what happens. It's an experiment. Has anybody tried this yet? You did try. How did it go? Did you try to use ChatGPT for Coursework 1?
Yeah.
Did it work?
Yeah.
Okay, well you can show us today. You can show us, and then, because we did try this experiment last year, by the way. I won't say what the results are or what the results were. But I want to see what the results are now. Like, it's 1 year later, right? The results probably changed. So let's give it a try. Sound exciting? It is exciting. This is a high quality module. Okay, so I suggest, which group would you like to join, by the way? These guys, maybe? Okay, you 5. Can you 5 be in a group together? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4? You 3? Okay, yeah, you 4. Yeah. 1, 2, 3.